is a look at the ingredients you're going to need to make it, and you're going to want to make it. And I see, Jyoti, that you've already made the dough. So walk us through the dough process, because this is important.
Absolutely. It's an easy process. It's just a very time-consuming process.
Yes.
So the first thing we want to do is we want to bloom up our yeast, and we do that by adding it to lukewarm water and a little bit of honey. So yeast loves sweetness. You could absolutely do sugar, but I feel like honey's just, I don't know, just elevates the taste of the focaccia.
Absolutely.
So we're going to bloom up that yeast, and then while that's blooming up and getting really nice and foamy, we're going to add all our flour to a very large bowl. You want to make sure it's not a small bowl. You want to have enough space to actually stir your dough around.
Okay.
And then once our yeast is nice and foamy, you'll notice like foam at the top of it. You're just going to pop that into your bowl with your flour, and you're going to give it a stir. You're going to have a very dry dough at this point.
Yeah.
And then we have an additional amount of water, which, you know, can be really any temperature. It can be cool, it can be warm. I just would not recommend hot water.
Okay.
We're going to add that in very slowly.
Okay, that's important. Why?
Because I feel like with doughs, temperature really matters. So if it's like a warm summer day, there's humidity, it may need a little less water, but if it's like a cold winter day, you're gonna need a lot more water because of the dryness in the air.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
So then we add that water in, you're gonna stir it just with a wooden stick or a spatula or anything. Not a wooden stick, a wooden spoon. Don't do the stick. a wooden spoon. And you're gonna end up with a very like scraggly kind of dough.
Okay.
But there's gonna be no dry bits.
Okay.
But it's gonna look very rough.
Okay, good. I like that you're explaining that, because when you're going through the recipe and you're thinking, oh, this is all wrong. It's not all wrong. It's
and then you want to
look
knead
like
it
this.
and fix it, but you don't have to fix it.
Okay.
It's perfectly fine.
Just leave it as is.
Leave it as is.
Okay.
We're gonna cover it with a tea towel and let it rest for an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yes.
this is a very beautiful process because this is when the yeast gets to feed on all the sugar in your dough, in the honey. It really activates, so it helps us get a really nice fluffy focaccia.
That sounds like a place where I would want to be. You're just feasting on sugar?
Literally.
And like underneath a tea towel.
Yeah,
I
and then
will do
like
that.
once your dough is proofing, you can go do whatever you want,
Yeah.
right? Chuck on it after the hour mark, add your salt.
Okay.
And now this is when you're gonna do something fun. You're gonna pull the dough and fold it over.
And what does that do?
So that develops the gluten. So that's when you get that nice, like sort of like tenderness, but also kind of that chew that we love in bread.
Yes.
You're gonna do that. Cover it again for half an hour.
Okay.
I know, tedious.
It's a baby. It's like a little baby.
Yeah, you want to
Okay.
nurture it. So then after that half an hour mark,
Yeah.
you repeat that pull and fold process one more time.
Okay.
And then it goes into a clear container.
And there's a reason you like it in the clear container. Why is that?
So I love it in the clear container because you actually see the rise upwards as opposed to just when you have it in a ball, in like a ceramic bowl, you don't really see the process.
Yeah.
This way you can sort of mark it and then you can check to see if it's grown halfway, right?
Okay.
So this is beautifully proofed. Look at all of that
look at
air.
It. Very nice.
It's so jiggly, and you know it's perfectly proof when you can sort of press down on it and it doesn't deflate. So this
Okay.
is actually perfect.
It's perfect.
Are we ready to press it into our pan?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So what do I need for this?
Could you just pour half of that olive oil into this
Yeah.
bowl, into this pan for me? Yeah, that's beautiful. You're gonna measure with your heart when it comes to olive oil. More is more for this.
Absolutely, especially if you use the good stuff.
Oh my gosh, so good. Okay.
Make sure you get all of that stuff on the edge and
all of it. We don't want to waste this dough. But I don't know if you can tell, but this dough is really nice and it's developed enough gluten where, do you see how it's not really even sticking to my gloves?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's like sort of the texture we want. We want it to have like elasticity, but we don't want it to be super sticky.
Okay, that's fair. I was gonna say I feel like all dough looks nice, but maybe this one's special.
All doughs
You
are
don't-
perfect.
You don't want them sticking to everything though,
Not
which I
super
totally
sticky.
get.
Yeah. So now we're just gonna press this into our pan.
Okay.
So this is perfect. And now, as it rises, it's actually gonna fit itself into the corners.
Okay.
Cover this with a tea towel.
Yep.
Any tea towel.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll leave it back here.
Okay.
This is
all
perfect.
right.
We're gonna let it proof at room temperature.
So we will pretend.
We will pretend it's perfect.
Bye. Good night. What's next?
So here is, look at
Wow.
that. See
And
how
that would have been after how long?
So this, about 3 to 4 hours at room temperature.
Okay.
And you have this, yeah. And see
right.
how it like fills into the corners?
Beautiful.
That's beautiful. Okay, are you ready to dimple?
Yeah, let's dimple.
Okay, let's dimple.
What does
And
that mean?
It means this is my favorite part, Trace.
Okay.
I feel like you're gonna enjoy it.
Oh my gosh, I love all the oil going into this recipe. It's
Okay,
fantastic.
so now you're going to, you can use 3 fingers, you can use all of them, it doesn't matter. You're just gonna push into it.
Oh,
yeah.
is that too
no,
much?
No, just
Okay.
go for it. Yeah.
Okay, and what is this doing?
It creates these dimples and pockets of air.
This feels so good.
It's therapeutic.
Oh yeah,
and
it
do you
does.
see all those like, okay, now let's push some olives in there. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Does it matter?
Just
Go crazy?
go crazy.
Okay. And you're gonna put,
I'll do a little bit of rosemary. I feel like
Beautiful.
it really just helps the flavor. It's so yummy. You could do roasted garlic. You really could do anything at this point. Yeah. Okay.
okay.
Push these guys in. Oh,
It's just perfect.
are we ready to carry her to the
Yeah.
oven?
So then when she goes in the oven,
Yes.
how long is she in there for?
She's in there on 425 for about 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
And then she comes out perfectly golden brown.
And so the final result is
This.
Look at this gorgeous focaccia. Oh my gosh. Listen, it's a process, and I love that you walked us through the process and told us sort of how it's supposed to look at each part of the process, but oh my goodness, it is worth it, is it
Look
not?
how light and fluffy it is,
Oh,
right?
it's beautiful. I better try some to make sure we did
Please
a good job.
do try some. And I have some roasted garlic olive oil for you that I really want you to try with the bread.
Can you come here every day?
Yeah.
Look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. An amazing recipe with love, time, and care. It's gorgeous. Thank you, Joe.